Hello, my friends. I welcome you to another episode of Aditya Talks. And today we are going to talk to a very interesting person. And well, this person is like the pastry man. Like, I'm fan of Iron Man, Spider Man, Batman, Hitman, He Man, Superman, etc. etc. But like, although none of these iron bats, hits, he's, supers we need in our life, especially kids like us, we need more pastries, cakes, puffs, etc. Yum. I am so excited that we have a true character to look for in our life who will really give us what we want, the pastries. So, here you go, the pastry man. Now, please tell me about your journey. Like, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Aditya. First of all, thank you so much for having me, and I must put it on record that I am actually your fan because I have seen, I think, 3, 4 episodes of your show, and it's been amazing. And I've seen from start to the end, and they all have been very gripping, very interesting. You don't want to kind of really forward, like you would want to where it's you feel that's drag. No, I think it's very well done, so kudos. Okay, and
Thank you.
definitely
Thank you.
thank you.
Now, like, please tell me about your journey because like you have such a big company. Now please tell me about your journey from the very start as to how you evolved into the pastry man, and frankly what can we expect from you in terms of getting pleasures like for our taste buds.
Okay, well, I think the evolution, as you may call it, I think as a kid, I think I was always very fascinated with the world of sweets and desserts, and I think I had my own little share of you know uh, picking up a lot of inspiration from Doordarshan, and then there was Star TV, and then there was ZTV. So there were a lot of these celebrity chefs then come in, Chef Rakesh Sethi, Sanjeev
Yes.
Kapoor, and but it was started with Doordarshan, and then the journey obviously moved on. And then I did my so I started baking when I think I was about 13, so maybe little over your age, I think, little bit. And I think it was I think then never looking back, I think I always loved baking, and I've told my family that I want to do my hotel school instead of doing the regular engineering or other popular routes that people would actually take
Yes.
up. So I think that but I did take up science for my family. I mean, I was told that no, you do whatever you want to do, but pursue science. I did take up PCM with computer science, and then I did my hotel school from Aurangabad, which is run by the Taj Group of Hotels. Worked with different brands. Was started with Taj Sats, which is an airline catering company. So that was a good experience. Why? Because I would like to put it. It's the one of the biggest bakeries setups that you can actually experience. Because it's a very big setup. Taj Sats is an airline catering company which caters to a lot of domestic and international airlines. So bakery is quite big there, and it was a great experience too. I was in operations though, not in the kitchen. So I did my management program, and so hence I joined as a catering officer for Virgin Atlantic. So I used to do. I was involved for a flight which was Delhi to London every day. So yeah, so I think that was a great experience. And then obviously we moved on to you get moved on to from operations, then I moved to sales. So somewhere or the other, I felt that I think it's time to kind of upgrade my skills. I went to do my MBA in the UK, and I think then again the bug was again very active because UK is the mecca, I think, when it comes to baking. I started baking again while I was doing my MBA. I used to bake because everything was easily available. I used to bake for my friends, anyone's birthday. In fact, I had a very funny story. In fact, I actually made the first dessert that I made while I was doing my MBA, and I told my friends, okay, today I'm going to make a caramel custard. And there, the sugar is so fine, you actually can't figure out whether it's salt or sugar. So I, by mistake, actually put sugar, in the caramel custard. So when my friend actually took a bite, he was like, he actually spit it out. He's like, what is this? Because I also didn't realize actually in the custard I've actually put salt instead of sugar. So that was a very, very funny story. But yeah, so that was like again I came back. I joined Ananda in the Himalayas, which is the world's leading destination spa, and that was again a great experience. At selling luxury, to the world. Not only to Indians but abroad, people traveling in from abroad. And but then that's it. I think sometime in 2012 September, I kind of left it all after working for about a decade. And I
Yes.
think I was yeah, I think pretty much I decided to kind of work on few projects here and there, and then slowly I think we figured, you know
The
yeah,
idea.
I think yeah,
So
figured the
superb.
idea. It was not, I would, yeah, yeah.
So that's an interesting story, and like you said, you were interested in baking from the age of 13. Well, that is something common because I also like baking and making foods a lot. And
Yeah.
well, I'm a very major foodie. I eat food and I make food, so that's what
Wow.
goes on. Like eating food and making food is like part of my daily routine. So
Lovely, lovely.
that was very interesting to hear. Now, how will how will your like deep studio kitchen and the home bakers India fit into this like into this equation, like in the long term?
Yeah, so they're all three different verticals, or SBUs, as you can technically call them, because they were all created and they all had a purpose. So let's take one by one. So Deep Studio Kitchen was launched in 2014. It was in fact launched, and in fact still is launched out of my bedroom. We converted the bedroom, we did the civil work, and we converted that bedroom into a kitchen, and we still operate technically out of the same bedroom, which is now a kitchen, and we still actually manufacture, and cater to about 12 cities pan India, and so that will
Interesting.
be still enough. Yeah, so that will still be an R&D center for us. It was that we launched it, and we realized that we need a lot of funds to kind of, if we need to kind of go, because as I said, we were always bootstrapped and we never took any funds from immediate family or anybody, because we realized that if one has to, then one has to do it totally your way, and one should feel, and because that is the benefit, when you've done it yourself, you feel more confident that, okay, I have done it. So it was, obviously it's very easy to take money from family, give me money because I've left my job and now I want to start something of my own. So obviously, so first was obviously savings, about for about 10 years, whatever I had in the PAF and all that. And baking is not easy hobby, even if
Yes.
it's a hobby. I belong to an aviation family. And I think after aviation, baking is something equally expensive. So yes,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah, so I think slowly we kind of made way to kind of understand that we need to launch another side by side, another vertical, which will fund our activities and get some fueling for our. So we launched Home Bakers India in 2015, which would actually
Yes.
act as a marketing venture, and that will do that. The idea was that India is not a baking nation. We understood that India is known for its mithai, India is known for its otherwise regular food, but India is not known as a nation which would kind of go ahead and bake. Unless you are from a Catholic family. By default, it doesn't come natural that, okay, I will bake a pie today, I will bake a tea cake today.
Yes.
It doesn't come natural. Yes. So that is the thing. So we realize how to do it. It'll not happen overnight. So we created
Yes.
chapters. I was from Delhi, so I created a Delhi NCR chapter, and then we created Bombay, we created Bangalore, and we created different, events as and when we could, in collaborations with different brands, whether it's going to be equipment brand, ingredient brand, or even a pastry school. So we collaborated. We did a lot of India road shows, as you may call it, We did season one, season two, and different because collaborations were different and the purpose was different every time, and it was interesting. So we've done various tier one, tier two, tier three cities, by virtue of such collaborations.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Now, the like now how will what is missing in this industry? Like, you are in the baking industry. What is missing in the baking industry? Like, what are the practical problems which you have noticed during your journey?
Well, the main issue is, I think, lack of awareness and lack of,
Yeah.
even if it's like I'm a baker, for example, I'm a baker. People, a baker gets scared that, oh, I'm aware that this is a chocolate and this is a compound, this is a butter, this is a margarine. I'm aware of these good and bad products, but I still am not confident to kind of tell my customer to pay more, that because this is the expensive ingredient. So this, when I'm it's like selling. When you are not yourself confident, how will you sell? Similarly,
Yes.
that applies to a baker as well. He or she is not confident that the product will be expensive because it requires an ingredient which is expensive, which is quality, and obviously then it will translate into an expensive product. So his
Yes.
role, her role is to educate the customer. That is
Yes.
very important. So
Yes.
it is changing. It is changing, but I think people are themselves not convinced, so they are not able to convince their customers.
Yes. Okay, so
So
like
that,
now what's your long-term plan to create a wider impact in India and international markets, and how?
well, a wider market plan. I think, as I said, I always had a tunnel vision. So started in 2014 with only one vision, that I know I wanted India to get baking. So I think somewhere or
Yes.
the other, I think I've achieved. I'm very happy today we are sitting at 2021. And you see how beautifully I figured that no, Teetsudo Kuchin can't do that. So we launched Home Bakers India, wherein that was the mission, that India should start get baking. And you'll be
Yes.
surprised, by virtue of me launching, these frozen products, which is anything from cookie dough, brownie batters, tea cake batters, puff pastry sheets, pie crust, croissant sheets, even choux pastry. I mean, so anything and everything. So people have slowly and slowly, uh, really started enjoying baking. And I tell
Yes.
people that it's not necessary that you start baking commercially, but even for your family, and that's what I wanted. So how could I do that? I launched my own brand so that people get that habit of baking, and enjoying a meal and really getting that laurel and saying, oh wow, we made it. Or even a father can make it for their children, and or even a child can make it for their parents, and
Yes.
anybody. And that is the whole idea. We wanted to kind of get back those dinner table meetings back, the concept which is missing. Everybody's on Netflix and everybody's in their own rooms, and that's kind of common sit down dinners, or that was missing. And I think that's something, I think, this is a lot of stuff. I think, it's all interlinked. These are all stuff which are interlinked, and they really bring together the bonding. And baking is very therapeutic. Again, another that objective is that it really relaxes people. They can take it up commercially. A lot of my clients, they start baking commercially now. They are my
Yes.
clients. They buy. In fact, they buy stuff from us, and they bake. They sell. I mean, I think
Yes.
it's
Of
beautiful,
course.
right? I mean,
Yeah. So
yeah,
your work is very
yeah,
impressive, of course, and it is an inspiration, like for us juniors like me, to work hard and consistently,
yeah.
hard and consistently, and have determination to achieve anything in life. What will be your message
Well,
to the youth of our country to face these future challenges, to contribute to the growth of the country? What, in your view, is missing in today's youth, and what will you advise them and parents to do to have
hmm.
a happy and a successful life?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and it's a very complicated question, but I'll try to break it up. So, youth is something is always, I think, important. They are the future,
Yes.
and that is one. And second is children. Especially the age of five, maybe 6 or 7, they have the maximum capability to
Yeah.
learn. You know, I always tell that they are like a sponge. They can take in. You'll be surprised, and especially today's generation. I think they are fitted with the artificial intelligence chip. I think they
Yeah.
they 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 kind of learn and absorb things like a crazy download speed, and it's amazing. You'll be surprised, how they would come back to you and they would actually teach you this is how it is done. And it's really interesting. But what my only suggestion is, it's all good, they're all in the right path, but just bit of filter, that if the parents can kind of put, by not exposing too much, there has to be some discipline. Like, other day we were having a chat with one of the parents, that there has to be a time when they would get a tablet, or phone should not be given. First of all, phone is not a good idea. They can get a tablet to work, and that will be also in a particular time frame, like, okay, that you have access to, and you can
Yeah.
play, so that they know that, okay, this is the time. I have 1 hour in the evening, and that is my time, and that's when I'll that's that too, if I've earned it, throughout the day I've done my chores, whatever I was supposed to, and that is
Yes.
that is that is it. Yeah, otherwise throughout the day, you're exposing the child to the plethora of information, and
Yeah.
you'll be surprised how much they're absorbing, and it's not correct. So that's where I think parents have to kind of really put a word of filter. I think it's very important.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. You should not like give too much exposure to technology. Actually, you should like in their
it,
childhood they
it
do
should
not
be
have
it should be
any.
in the.
Yeah, they do not
Yeah.
need any technology in their childhood. Technology is for need, not like for want. It's like need only.
it, it's an
So
aid. Technology is an aid. Yeah.
yeah. So let's like take a bit of a plunge on your perspectives regarding different philosophies of life. I am really excited
Okay.
that you will have very meaningful and deep versions about like everything in life which we chase on an everyday to day basis. So the first question I have for you in this like the part, what is
Uh-huh.
entrepreneurship as per you?
Okay, that's interesting. So entrepreneurship, I think, for me is something that you are on your own. You are on your own every day. You try to decipher what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do, and it may be wrong, it may be right. There is nothing to kind of really question or challenge. But it's like a very tough road, where you may be able to find someone to give you directions, and mostly there will be times when you would not see anybody, you know uh,
Yeah.
to kind of, yeah. So it's a very entrepreneurship, I tell people that it's very fascinating. And in today's time, everybody gets intimidated by the world of, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, for
Yes.
me, is, in a simple word, is a problem solver. I mean, let's keep it very simple. But how easily we say it's a problem solver, but how much toll it takes on that person. Because if he is not born with a silver spoon, and he doesn't have funds, or he doesn't have any means, and he's putting everything on his own, or he's
Yes.
burning his own savings, or he's left his corporate goodbye
He
to
has to
this,
go into like
and he started.
frugality.
Yeah, it's totally starting fresh. It's like starting fresh from ground zero, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's not easy. It's not easy, yeah, so you will
Yes.
find every day, you will face a lot of challenge. Every day will be a challenge. It will
Yes.
not be a bed of roses, it'll be a bed of thorns. uh,
Yes.
so yeah, I think that is something, I believe, that is, yeah, that's how it is, I think.
Okay, so that's very interesting. You have a very great perspective of what entrepreneurship is. So what is the real life of an entrepreneur which others don't see? Like what's your day-to-day routine and what like have you missed in your life, and is it all worth it to do, and like why?
So again, I think I will have to break the questions. So the life of an entrepreneur, again, it depends on person to person, personality to personality. Also, it differs. I'll
Yeah.
just talk about myself. I am a very adventurous person, and I try to make time to do things when I have to do. But currently, we are going full throttle, so my life is really different from I think what I remember last year. Why? Because I start my day very early. I have an alarm which starts at 4 o'clock in the morning, irrespective when I sleep. And I kind of do get up at 4:15 maximum. And then I start my day. I kind of pen down what I need to do, prioritize, and then
Yes.
do a little bit of emails and replies, and then some background music playing here and there, and then these days there's a lot of travel happening, so that also is taking you have to call check what's the next connection where and that. So that also you'll have to manage because you don't have an executive assistant. I mean, I can afford right now, but I think I'm just saving for till I can save. Uh,
Okay.
but yeah, but I think overall it's all up to you. So you can sleep 8 hours as per the health regulations say, but I believe 4 hours, 5 hours is I think works for me. I mean, I've started I think feeling much better. Though initially I started with sleeping only 2 hours, but that I think was less. So I started, doubling it up a little bit. So I now have come to about 4 hours. So even if I sleep at 12, I would definitely get up at
Okay.
4.
So
Yeah.
like have you missed your like former life when you did a job at a company and now you're like all alone? Like so do you miss that kind of like way of life?
Well, now how I not miss that because all those people that I work with, they're still my friends. In fact, I was in
Yes.
Bangalore and I was in Goa. So now two of my colleagues, one is now in Goa and one is in Bangalore. So by virtue of me, traveling or kind of expanding to these locations. So every time, wherever, that is my standard principle. Wherever I am in the world, if I'm traveling to a city in the world, be it London, be it Zurich, for that matter, any place in the world, I would actually see is there anybody I know there, and I would actually call up
Yes.
like I'm there in the city, and I would actually make sure I will go and meet that person rather than inviting them over, because I think that's the easiest thing, right? You're there, and if you can meet, I mean, nothing like it. So, COVID or not COVID, I think I've also made sure that I've met everybody, be it in Goa, Bombay, even Vizag. There was another one that was interesting. I actually made a stopover to Vizag to meet someone I worked with in my second job sometime in 2007. So now she is based because the husband is based in uh, Indian Navy, and so I went to Vizag only to meet her. So these are things, I think I don't miss it because of that, because I'm still a very social person irrespective of my busy schedule. I kind of make time for people that I want to still be in touch with, and people who are good, people who have always uh,
Yes.
they've always, yeah. So I think it's like give and take. It's a mutual understanding, and I think relations. That's another philosophical thing. Since we are talking about it, so relations is all about investments. Investment cannot be only money. Investment of time, love, and
Yes.
care. So if you have not invested, you can't withdraw. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. So
Yeah.
that's the thing.
That's very interesting. And can can we develop in entrepreneurship traits like from an early age, and how like from my age or like even before me?
Yeah, why not? There is no set time, like I was not an entrepreneur till the time I left my job. It was like, I think, by virtue of the situation I was in, after giving about 30 interviews in the span of 6 months, and that to senior roles. I think it was like, then I took it up as a sign. If I've given 30 interviews and if nothing's happening, that means that maybe it's a sign for me to take it up. So I took it up because I had no option. But people take it up for other reasons when they find, oh, there is an issue and this is something interesting. We should solve this problem. But entrepreneurship, how you can do? I'll tell you how. Suppose you see something today. Everything is so easy. Everything is there is technology, there is social media. You can do so much, and that is the reason I am able to do. I do everything which is easily accessible to common man. So whether it's technology, whether it's social
Yes.
media, I don't buy anything specifically to kind of do anything what I do. So
Yeah.
so that is coming back to you as a kid or anybody who's wanting to start. I think look out for in the world. There are enough problems every day, every place. Now, if someone
Yeah.
tells you it's not possible, that is the problem. And if you can solve that, if you can take it as a challenge, then that is where you can start and you can be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That,
So that's
yeah,
that's interesting. Now, what is
yeah.
happiness in your view? And like, why do most people understand this as something else? Happiness, like happiness is money, happiness is success, happiness is just other materialistic things. So, what is happiness in your point of view?
So happiness is actually giving. Happiness is actually not you. It is the other way around. Happiness is that when other person is happy, then you can be happy. I think that is my philosophy. I'm so happy when I see a smile on someone's face. Maybe like I've given a gift to somebody, and I know that this gift will be liked by that person, and let me give it to that person. Uh, and then he or she will be. If I see, oh wow, he's very happy. That actually makes me super happy. Oh wow, this is amazing. I've done something. Wow, yeah. There are a lot of times I don't gift something to myself, but I gift it to someone else because I know ki this is a gift that they will like. And I was just telling this about this evening. So this is perfectly well timed, and it's so true. Every time I see there's a smile and on the other person's face, and I think it's brilliant. That really gives me, I feel good about it. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what is now? I'm going a little too much into this philosophical thing, but I'm enjoying this. So, another question
Okay.
from
Sure.
philosophy itself.
Okay.
What is success in the
Okay.
truest terms? Is it all about
Hmm.
getting good marks, going to a good like university or a good school, taking a good job with a high package or something like else? Can you please decode this to make this equation simple?
Okay. Success is all about, I think, totally opposite. It's not about going to a good school. My father went to a government school, and let me tell you, he he was not only a graduate, he was MA economics in his own time.
Yeah.
So and same for my grandfather. He was MA as well. He was BLLB as well. And he was studying while their children were studying. My parents were studying, and he was going to college as well when the children were also going to
Okay.
school. So imagine. So this is the time. This is something which today's generation has not seen, and that is the
Yes.
reason they are not able to relate that hard work is important. You can be smart, no problem, but hard work really pays. And coming back to your question on success, so success is not at all, money is not the barometer of success. You have
Yeah.
certain amount of money, and okay, now I can say that I'm a millionaire or a billionaire, so I am successful. No, that is not a definition of success. Success is when overall by society you are treated that yes, this person is good as a human being, then that is, I think, a true definition that this person has achieved his full circle of life and is now successful.
Yeah.
So that cycle of, that you've taken something and you've given back to the society, that cycle, when that cycle is complete, then only you are treated as successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
money, yeah, money is not,
Money is
is
not
not a
not a not something which defines success.
money
So
you will have today, money you may not have tomorrow,
yeah.
and you can have it again if you are a true person. You will know how to do it, and will get it back. But the values, those will always be with you, because you've learned them, and that's the beauty of it.
Okay. So that's interesting. Now we talked about money. People think that success is money. Now now my question is, what is money in your view? What people miss
Money and
regarding
value.
understanding money and how to get it?
Money.
Please explain.
Okay, how to get money? Okay, so
Not how to get, like what is your view?
yeah, okay. So money, obviously, money is as simple. Money is transactional, right? So money
Yeah.
is, you need certain amount of ABC in your account, and to kind of transact, whether it's a digital wallet, whether it's a net
Yeah.
banking, whatever it is, and it's a transaction.
Yeah.
You have to give something to get something. That is
Yeah.
money, right? Now, in earlier civilization, we would trade, we would barter. There was no currency. So
Yeah.
we would barter, okay, I will give you this pen and you give me some food, or like something, that was it. Today we have currency, today we have digital currency, we have cryptocurrency, we have different forms of currencies. It's the same thing. That is, we're just trading, we are just transacting.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, that is what it is, a mere transaction which is happening. And after a certain time, let me tell you, that will not give you any kick or a motivation if you
Yeah.
are not moving. A lot of people actually don't do anything because they rely on rental incomes. They rely on, oh, I've got multiple sources, money is coming
Yeah.
in my
I have
account.
many assets.
And
They will bring me money.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
So,
let me tell you, that really isn't a very good thing. It may be when you're retired, but if you're still in a young thing, and you are going, and I think it's very important to kind of go out there and do, even if your money coming in, go out there and do some social service. Why can't you go out there and do
yeah.
something and do that? Because that itself will keep you there as a resource for the society.
Yeah.
It is very important that your role to come on this planet. See, I'm just going to quote one thing. One, my school motto, and I tell this to everybody. It's one family, the earth, and one planet, the mankind. And
Yeah.
it's so true. The sooner we understand this one basic concept, and we all will be good human beings. We all will be contributing to success of each other. We all will be, oh, today, but it is the other way around. Oh, he's trying to be successful, let's just pull him down. So we are all
Yeah.
trying to be jealous. We get, it's natural, it's a human tendency. No
Yeah.
matter how much we are friends with the other person, or even like, but we feel, how is it possible, he's my friend, and we went school together, and we went to same MBA
Yeah.
school together, but he's getting more money, or he's getting more success, he's getting covered in
It's
page 3, he's traveling business class. How people look at things, though for the
yeah.
other person it may not be very cool. Like, for example,
Yeah.
for me, I mean, it doesn't really give me a kick that I'm traveling in an XYZ mode of travel. I mean,
It's
I
not
can
a big
travel
deal.
in yeah, I can travel by DTC bus also, or even walking.
Yeah.
I sometimes walk from, crazy, I've walked from my home from Pitampura to Gurgaon also. So that there are different
Oh.
parameters. Yeah, so I mean, there is no, because you should not be in that particular frame. Not only this person will only do this much,
Yeah.
and that is, yeah. one should just keep on trying new stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. So
That's all about it.
I personally believe that two things make all the difference in life: power of giving and
Yeah.
never giving up. So, what's your view on this, and any specific examples where you have applied these concepts? And like, can you validate if this really works?
So power of giving and power of not giving up. Yes, two different
No, no,
things.
power of
Power,
giving and never giving up.
yeah, power of giving and never giving up. So as in two different concepts. So
Yeah,
obviously, power of giving, obviously, I totally believe that. It works for me totally every time. Trust me. So,
yeah,
uh, like the other day there was this guy I was coming on the airport, and he was a student from one of the universities, and he said that I have come late, and now the airline is saying that it's going to be costing so much to do a changeover to the next flight. So I was like, no problem.
yeah,
I mean, what? How much is the flight fare? And I will pay for whatever it is. You just go home, safe. And I said, okay, if you can do Google Pay and all that. So I did that. But
yeah.
obviously, I didn't bothered about whether he will pay me or not pay me, or and
Of
but
course.
that's it, right? Yeah, I said you go home, travel safe, irrespective of whatever the cost is, and I paid him a little extra also just in case if there is any excess this thing. But that's exactly I think if you are in a position to give
To give.
back, then you should definitely do. Everybody has some form of giving. Now, it is not, I'm not saying give an XYZ amount or give an XYZ money also. Money is also not a this thing. You can give any other form also. Maybe you can give
Yeah,
food. In early times,
yeah,
the bhiksha, when when someone would come, you would say bhiksha, you would give bhiksha. So the same thing, you would give them some grain. So same thing, whatever
yeah,
someone's capacity to give, you should give. And in
yeah.
fact, in Gita also they say that 10% of your income you should actually give back
Give.
to the society. Yeah. So that is
Yeah,
written in our values, and I think, and I always believe that. I've always believed in whatever job I was doing always, and I think I've put it back into the office also. In fact, a lot of times
yeah.
I've invested back in the
Oh,
office I've worked. Okay, forget about the society. I've invested back in the office where I work. So I like fine, no problem. It is ultimate. They're also giving me salary, right? So thoda kya
yeah.
hua? I mean, if I can give some in whatever, maybe buy something for the pantry or buy something some station or anything. It's one should
Interesting.
not really. Yeah, these are small things. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
And what about never giving up?
Yeah. So never giving up. Well, that is a very interesting one. It's been. It's been actually a crazy journey. I mean, there have been a lot of times actually I thought that I'll give up, but
Yeah,
obviously there have been that is because of various other reasons. Because I'm a little emotional. I think Cancerians are emotional, and there are times when
yeah,
actually you feel there are times when you feel that there is nobody, and you feel you question yourself. Are you still on the right path? Because you can't
yeah,
see anybody and you feel that you've left it all for the kick that I am trying to solve a problem. But is it really that what you're doing? And because if you can't see, sometimes the visibility is not there. I'm an aviation guy, and sometimes the visibility is very low, and you see there is nothing. That you can't see anything, and you feel it's like a dead end, and so you obviously will sit back and you will say, okay, now should I give up? So there have been times I think my family really supported me, and actually they've told me, you get up, and no, I think irrespective they not being from the business background, but they've always I think said, no, no, I think you should still continue and
yes,
just keep on going till the time there are no losses. That is one mantra my father has always said. Till the time there is no loss, and you are not paying from your pocket. That means you're
yeah,
good to go. And continue, just keep on going. Scale will happen, and obviously profits will come in, and that is just a matter of time. But till the time you're not in negative in terms of you're not paying something from your pocket, that means that model is fine, and it is
Yeah,
just a matter of time. Yeah,
yeah.
that's yeah.
That's interesting. Now, what do people don't understand about things when you try to like do something unconventional, or simply when you try to listen and do what your heart says? What kind of typical challenges have you faced from outside world, and any tips to for others to face these issues for someone who is facing them right now and still gets confused during their journey? How do people navigate like to get going pro like without focusing on such hurdles? So your work is really impressive and it is an inspiration. The what people don't understand about things when you try to do something unconventional, or simply when you try to listen and do what your heart says. What kind of typical challenges which you have faced from the outside world, and any tips for others how to face these issues for someone who is facing them right now and still gets confused during their journey? How do people navigate away from these hurdles?
Okay, okay, that's again a very, very lot of questions in one question. So I'll try to break it so that I understand it better. So first of all, I think I feel that yes, definitely. As I said, there are a lot of things every day which one would try to do it different, and that is exactly what makes an entrepreneur different, because he's trying to do things differently, and there will be a lot of resistance from the people, because they would think that, because they would not think that that is normal. So they would tell you that, okay, maybe you're doing something, or you are maybe there are a lot of people actually when you are, especially for, let me take my example. When I was going through the phase of this expansion, or I started, or there have been really different phases. So obviously there's a lot of aggression, there is a lot of obviously you're a passionate person, so and there is a processing which is very fast. So because your processing is fast, and the other person processing just to understand the same thing is not there, so it takes a lot of time for you to be having the same tuning with them, because you're not on the same page. So that itself is it's a conflict, and you would feel that, okay, maybe we don't want to. It can be your family, it can be your friends, because you feel that there is a disconnect, and you might just part ways. You might feel that, okay, you know what, I am on a journey, and I think let me just take a break, because social life or a family life is really not my priority right now. My priority is
Yeah,
something which I'm on a mission. It's as good as
for the
uh, you know
greater good.
uh, for the greater good, or whatever it is. You have to give it that importance. I'll take you my example. When I used to do events for my company, Home Bakers India, and I used to only tell one thing, that when I'm doing an event, I'm giving that much importance to an event as if it's a family wedding. Nobody should have even a slightest issue,
Yeah,
or they would can't even say that ye nahi tha or wo nahi tha. Nothing at all. I was very clear that they should not be able to pinpoint a single thing that this was not there, whether it's
yeah,
anything. It was so professional when we started doing events, and we were the first of its kind to do events, right from registration counters to lanyards. Everything was immaculate. It didn't feel that somebody's just starting up, just out of home, or that was it. So that is something you should always be very clear and do something with full heart. Otherwise, I believe just don't go half baked. You have to do with full heart and with full throttle. Otherwise, halfway there's no point. So that is
yeah.
the to answer the question from the resistance bit, there will be times when obviously the world will kind of tell you, you are wrong, and because the right way is there only, and you are going the right way. You suppose the world is going left and you are taking the right, so they will tell you,
Yeah.
you're going on the wrong path, the road is there. So that is just to give you a parlance. That is one. And second is, what was the second question? Sorry, I'm trying to break that. That was the resistance part
Second
of it.
one,
How
how do people navigate and like just stay away from these hurdles, and how
Yeah,
do you,
yeah.
yeah.
So I got that. Yeah. So I think, as I said, like, just be that, horse, just you think that you have to just, you are, as I said, you're on a mission. That is just part of my second answer. You are on a mission. You have to be on a mission, and you have to be in and out. You, you do that mission and you come back to your friend, your family, whatever it is. But till the time you're not there, I think just stay put and just be on it. There will be a lot of hurdles, and let me tell you, the hurdles will be from your friends and family only. They will not be from the outer world. They will be actually from your friends and family, because they think that they're trying to be protective, or they're trying to be,
Yeah.
oh, but it is actually not. And whereas we are also expecting that they should be actually on our side, and they should not be giving us
Yeah.
this kind of comments, no, or but it's them who hurt us more in this journey rather than the outside world, because from the outside world we're not expecting anything, but from the inside
Yes.
world, are we are only expecting, at least if nothing else, no money or anything, at least just stand by us and just
Yes.
be with us.
Yeah,
So,
but
but
yeah, it's friends, and
yeah,
like they all are like envious of you, and they think that
yeah,
you are
yeah,
somewhere ahead of them, and you are doing
yeah,
something that, yeah, so they just try to pull you down. So it's a
yeah.
common thing
Sometimes,
in the life of people.
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it may or may not be intentional, but let me tell you, it is always. It is never like, that they are, they're making an effort. I always say, if someone is starting up, at least be with them, or try to understand that what they are going
Yeah.
through. If, you know, just physically, mentally, financially, there's so much changes that go through, that person's life. That because, imagine you are responsible for not only, you're not responsible yourself. Forget about yourself, because there is no self. You're responsible for the families of the team members. I'm a person, I don't know, well, I never take any salary. I've never taken any salary, I think, till now. I've started withdrawing because, obviously. But I think till last year, I think before October, I never used to withdraw any salary, because I felt ki, let the people get their salaries on time, irrespective whether we have made money, not made money. First of every month, they would get salary in their account. And that is,
Yeah,
I've always believed in. Yeah.
that's interesting. Now, what's your view on leadership, and what should youth do to develop leadership skills in them from an early age to solve like critical problems, like you said, entrepreneurs are like problem solvers, so how do they get that skill into them?
Well,
Because like,
as I said that, yeah. So entrepreneurs are always problem solvers. You can never, it has to be in you. You know that
yeah,
that
inbuilt
desire,
feature.
that it's an inbuilt feature. It's a desire.
Yeah.
Suppose I'll tell you one very basic example. When I was in fourth grade, so I was we had a lovely you know session of theater. So we would have a theater class, an acting classes. So we would actually get trained by a theater professionals. And so in my role, whatever lines were mine, actually, and I was supposed to say, but someone else said it. Now what would I do? I would I would I would say, okay, अरे इसने बोल दिया. But no, I didn't say that. I exactly knew what was his lines. I immediately said
Yeah.
his lines only then. I changed my character to his because he said my character lines. So that is
Yeah.
exactly role reversal. You have to be fast. You have to, immediately adapt. Adaptation. how fast we adapt is actually the way to go. Sooner we adapt, like this Corona happened. It's very
Yeah.
classic example. We can either crib, or we would say, boss, now whatever is our core competency, whatever is our skill, what can we do with it? That's it.
Yeah.
And just go ahead with it. There is no point cribbing and saying that, okay, now everything is closed, and that too, imagine, we were in the world of digital age. Had this Corona happened 20 years before, then things would have been very different.
Yeah. Of course.
Imagine, we are lucky that the Corona happened in this age when everything is so
Mm.
digital. There are digital payments, there are digital sessions like these Zoom calls, everything. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel that the world is falling apart. If today World War III happens, we are perfectly fine. Everything
Yeah. We
is
are inside
everything
the
will work.
house.
Yeah, there are people today talking about making bunkers. There are a lot of countries who actually have that provision as well.
Yeah.
So Japan has always have this concern of having earthquakes. They always have a system, and they have a
Yeah.
philosophy. I would like to quote here Japanese people. They say when the earthquake comes, immaterial whatever you do, you just take shelter and take, like, just bow down and close your eyes. And when you get up, things would have been just fine, and just
Yeah.
rise when it's done. That is exactly what is the need of the hour. If there is any issue, just halt for some time and take a moment, take a deep breath, as they would say.
Yeah.
And that's exactly you just need to halt and then take a decision.
Yeah. That's interesting, and you have so much interesting, yeah, so many interesting philosophies and perspectives. I am really inspired, and I hope my viewers are like are baffled by the way he is talking. And I am personally, I am feeling very happy to talk to you now. Please advise me five books or lessons which every child should read or keep in mind to have a maximum impact in their life or to build their character and personality, and why. Because everybody knows entrepreneurs are avid readers, and reading is something that makes people whole. And like, I think that it's my personal philosophy. So can you please advise five books?
Hmm. So 5 books I would not be able to give you. Let me tell you, the only book that I've read is The Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. So I am not a
Oh.
book person. And let me tell you on record, I am also, soon writing a book myself. And people tell
Oh.
me, you're writing a book on yours. Yeah, it's an autobiography. It's I'm writing a book on myself, my journey. And people tell me
Yeah.
that again. They're telling me, you should read that person's, book. He's written it well. I was like, why should I read? I will be biased. When I will read, I will maybe biased. I'll pick up his style or whatever. So I think whenever I'll write, I will, and I write. I mean, I used to write my diary as well. So my father used to tell me that, you should write maybe a page or two. So I think I had that habit of little bit. I still have those old diaries from school that I've written. Today this happened, that happened in school. All the lovely experience at school time, and even at I would narrate some what has happened in home also. So I would write down. So I think those experiences were interesting. And but I would just like to, I would say, coming back to, I mean, minus the book part, I would say, for the students or any children, I think school is very important. When you are there, I mean, I'm sure once the school restarts, hopefully soon now this year, once the vaccine's
Yeah.
there, um, school is very important, and teachers are your really,
Gurus. Hello.
yeah, yeah. Did we get connected or no? Yeah, we there, right? Yeah, we can't hear.
No audible. You are not
Not audible.
audible. Oh,
Okay,
sorry,
I'm not
sorry.
audible.
Hello?
Can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Please,
Yeah, can you?
please check. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah.
So we were on the,
Okay.
we were, oh, we one.
Okay, great. So I feel that for my few things, a few tips or suggestions for the children out there, I think teachers, I think, are your best, learning options, and they are really your gurus in true form. Because after parents, I think they really play a lot of, role in shaping your personality, your character. Because most of the time you're spending at school,
Yeah,
and teachers would actually know more about you,
yeah,
and they are, in fact, there are schools abroad wherein the same teacher actually follows through to the time the guy graduates a certain, maybe middle
yeah.
school, or maybe yeah, and because that is important. Otherwise one grade doesn't really make sense. You should at least have one teacher for maybe maybe for 3 4
Two,
years
three
or five,
years.
maybe like, yeah, because then he or she, the teacher, can actually be responsible, that okay, I've really groomed it, and now I can hand it over to the next this thing. So that is a
Yeah,
very good concept. Some international schools, they follow, and
yeah,
US and UK, I know, and that's very good. That's a very
yeah.
brilliant idea. So in fact, I had an opportunity. Why I'm saying school? Because I had an opportunity to bake with my teacher, and from the first grade. So I'm talking 91, she was my teacher, and I baked with her. She ordered my products, and I said, "Ma'am, I will come to your home and we will
Oh,
bake together." So
that's that's
imagine a
that's
teacher,
an interesting story.
that's teacher from the first grade, you know,
So,
and
personally speaking, I don't even remember the name of my teacher who was in first grade.
that's
Um,
the problem. You see, that's a problem. Yeah, we are in technology age. See, that's a problem.
yeah, because
Yeah,
teachers change like so fast and so fast. It's not even. It's like I forgot because you
I
new
know,
and new teachers come like every
I
year.
know, I know,
So
I know.
now, who are your role models? Because see, your journey is not, of course, like a journey of an entrepreneur is not, of course, easy. So, who are your role models who have inspired you to keep going, to keep to keep at it, and like who are your role models, and of course, why?
Well, actually, my role models are, you know, there's so many actually. I have a habit of taking and filtering some of the good features from the people I meet. It may be
Yeah.
some of them from my family. Like I just said, my grandfather. He's a man who has really, I think, really worked hard to raise, his family, irrespective of whatever, being a government servant. He himself kind of studied, and he still did his, imagine, at his age, he was MA and he was LLB as well. So he was a lawyer as well, and he did his graduation, he did his law, and he also did his masters. So in his age he's done that. And that they I think, can there be a better role model than that? I mean, we all are looking at people, you know we say, oh, this actor, that, or we are kind of, we talk about big, but the role models are all around us. It can be anybody, maybe, guy who's, other day, I'll tell you a role model. There's a lady
Yeah.
who sweeps my street, एंड शी स्वीप्स इट, इतनी शिद्दत से वो झाड़ू मारती है. मतलब, आई टोल्ड हर दिस दिवाली दैट आई थिंक आई सल्यूट यू. इतने आप प्यार से, मतलब, मतलब ही नहीं है कि एक पत्ता और एक ग्रैनुअल भी आप सुबह जब आए, जब वो, मतलब, कर देती है. इट्स प्योरली क्लीन, and that is, it's a government job, but she does it every day so beautifully. It's beautiful. So role model
Yeah.
can be anybody. That is it doesn't come in any kind of economic or personal parameter. How you look at those people is something which is very important.
So, okay.
आपका देखने का नजरिया होना चाहिए. How you're looking
Yeah.
at, oh yeah, that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something,
Okay. So, please advise two people. Please tell me about two people who you would like to see and learn from on this show. And like why, of course. On my show.
uh on your show. Okay. Very good question. You tell me your wish list, so I will see if I can do, if I can do something about it.
Okay, my wish list. Why
uh,
my wish list includes Kunal Shah. You know him?
Kunal Shah, ठीक है. I don't know him,
And
but yeah, I kind of like his journey. I mean, it's good.
yeah, Vijay Shekhar
You want
Sharma
him?
of
You want to?
Paytm. Yeah, I want to
चलो
talk to
ठीक है.
him. Yeah, and these two
Okay.
people
So
are
Kunal,
the mainly. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
so Kunal Shah, yes, yeah, Kunal Shah is good, definitely. We can definitely, I think, write to him. He's an approachable. In fact, both the people are very much approachable. Let me see if we can kind of do something and we can write to them. And the both of them are equally approachable in their own ways. And
Yeah,
Kunal Shah, the credit is definitely. I am one of the initial onboarders, so I really enjoyed the overall experience. So I believe it is a good job well done.
yeah,
And Paytm again, it's a game changer. So
yeah,
definitely. Uh,
yeah,
but honestly speaking, as I said, like, we all should kind of definitely be out there, but it's all about the common man. Ultimately, people who are not XYZ, they're not branded. Okay, now he's a VIP, or he's a film star, or
yeah,
he is a founder. These designations, at one point in time, they will be meaning zilch. And the
yeah.
sooner we
This is
realize,
this is actually meaningless,
yeah,
but actually I do not like the designation or anything. But I
yeah,
listen
but
to a lot
yeah,
of interviews of both of them, and I believe in their
no,
philosophy. So
absolutely. You got a lovely selection. Let me tell you, both of
yeah,
them are very good. Kunal Shah, definitely for me. I mean, I think I really follow him too, and I think I
okay,
have also listened to a lot of his live sessions,
yeah,
and he is I think has done a great job.
yeah. So, lastly, I hope you enjoyed this show. And now, please advise what unique thing you liked about my show and any suggestion which could be incorporated to improve the experience of the audience.
Improve the okay, yeah. So I think the take home. I think what it's a beautiful show, and I'm really happy to kind of come on board and talk about my
Yeah,
small journey here. But I think today people are very the attention span of the audience today is very less. So you need to be it has to be gripping, like they're watching a series. There has to be. I'm not saying you have to have a mirch and masala going like a Big Boss show or a
yes,
reality show. Maybe you can cut
of
that and we can
course.
say just reality show. But the idea is that it's that is ultimately sad part is that people actually have zero attention span, and they are if there is something that you've caught them for the first 10 seconds, then maybe they will hold on. Otherwise,
Yeah,
they may just move on. Yeah. So that's something I think, because there has to be a take home. They will say, boss हमारे लिए क्या है, हमें क्या मिलेगा, और maybe हमें क्या सीखने को मिल रहा है. Take home
yeah,
can be not necessarily a giveaway or something. Take home can be like, a lot of people, like, when they kind of do this, so they would say, okay, you wait till the end and there will be something like, they're giving you some kind of a surprise. And so that is something, they build it up when they're going
yeah.
live. So,
It's kind of
so
a
because I
bait for them to
wait,
watch
yeah,
till the end. So
till the end, yeah.
that's an
But
interesting piece of advice. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
on the
sure.
show. It was a pleasure to talk to
Pleasure,
you.
pleasure,
Your story was so
pleasure,
interesting,
pleasure.
and your ideas are very inspiring to me. And well, now you are one of my mentors. And and by the way, also I found this very interesting. If my
Hmm.
viewers, if you have any question, then
Hmm.
please like put them in the comments below. And if I have another session with Mr. Deep, then I will
Hmm.
ask them in the next session. So thank you for coming on the show. Well,
Thank you.
ciao for
Thank you.
now.
Thank you so much, Aditya. Take
Bye
care. All the
bye.
best. Thank you. Take care.